master moral. Apathetic master manipulator. Me can't smell the taste for you know. You're not a rap artist, you a scam artist with hopes of being accepted. Tommy Hilfiger stood up, but FUBU never been your collection. You make music that electrify you. You make music that pacify you. We can't double down on that line, but spare you this time. Random acts of kindness. Know you a master manipulator and I bet you a liar too. But don't tell no lie about me. I'm a won't tell truths for you. Shoo, shoo, shoo. Shoo, shoo, shoo. Yeah, me out the way, yeah, me low. Okay, yeah, the island right here.
Just do it. The Nike slogan.
Welcome to another fucking episode of motherfucking What the Fuck Fake News. We on the What the Fuck Fake News After Dark. We might bring in some random guests tonight. I don't know what we're going to do, but we're going to do it. First off on the list, Dame Dash. Damon Dash. He's selling Rockefeller. And I want to buy this shit. So, like, anybody want to team up and buy Rockefeller with me? I'm down to buy this shit.
Like, what are you waiting on? Like, execution is key. Like, a lot of times we sit around and we have these ideas or we have these voices that we want to be heard, and we're sitting around waiting for people to put us in position. Why? When you can just do it yourself.
Because nobody knows how to do it themselves, for real, bro. Nobody knows how to do it themselves. That's the problem.
As we all know, 1/3 of Rockefeller Inc., which owns Reasonable Doubt, is for sale. And I've gotten a lot of calls, a lot of offers. I don't know if people are hummer stunting, or not. We'll see who shows up. But I definitely got some very healthy offers, and I appreciate those. And, obviously, if someone's trying to hate on the price or trying to devalue it, it would be because they want to buy it, like a first right of refusal. So if you do want...
I'm so confused on why you selling it for so low, bro. You selling Rockefeller. Oh, watch how much he say he's selling this shit for, guys.
Buy 1/3 of Rockefeller Inc., you are going to have to bring some bread. And anything over 10 million, I'm going to sweeten the pot. You get an original Rockefeller chain from off my neck. So, I say, because I was the only one that gave out Rockefeller chains when Rockefeller really existed. If I don't give you the chain, it's not a legit Rockefeller chain. You get one of these, this is legit. This is the old school one from off my neck. Like how when I took one off my neck and gave one to Kanye, Cameron, all that. So, again, if you're going to call, please have the intention of spending some real money and actually completing the transaction.
Yo, what if Beans buys this shit? What if Beans pops up with the bread and he can buy this shit? Matter of fact, anybody got Dame's number? I'm about to hit him up. I'm like, bro, I'll trade you 1/3 of What the Fuck Fake News for 1/3 of Rockefellers. And we active.
But if you come with the right amount of money, you're going to get a chain. Or, at least you'll have to battle with homeboy on the first right of refusal. How? Let's go. You ready to go to school?
Yeah.
Yeah. You ready to show me that smile? Let's see. 1, 2.
Dang, got a little ass kid. That's your grandkid? I hope that's his grandkid. They ain't too old to be having kids. He gotta be, he 20 years older than any girl that can have kids.
3. Let's go. How was school? It was good. Is this why you're going to try to hold in your smile by the time I count to 3? Let me see. 1, 2, 3.
But why was all this with it, though? Why was all this with it? That's what I'm confused about. I'm going to give it a like. Yo, only 336 likes. Everybody listen, right? We got to like this video. We got to like this video. Dame Dash used to be somebody.
Action.
So I don't know who this is, but they're trending. And I want to find out what they're trending for. I don't know who they are. You're Cristino?
Qué desastre, ¿eh?
Hoy tenga Jill conmigo. Vamos a jugar un juego de Mr. y...
Oh, they gonna be speaking in Spanish? Let me make sure I get these closed captions on for y'all.
A ver.
No vas a saber.
La música favorita. Ella tiene muchas.
¿Qué dices?
La última que has grabado del videoclip.
Yeah. This is Spanish though. Yo, this getting numbers.
Tengo que ver que sea mi favorito.
I gotta learn how to speak Spanish. I'm gonna start doing a Spanish simulcast.
Para pues los dos.
Vale.
Yo ninguna, tengo muchas.
Porque cada verano le da por una y luego nos funde la cabeza Junior a mí. Lo sabes. 1-0. Sí, 1-0. Estáis de
Pues
testigos.
que la ganó.
It'd be crazy hearing people talking Spanish, especially females. Crazy.
Bueno, voy a ponerlo un poco más fácil para acertar.
Junio, día 5. No, fue el mes de junio que nos conocemos.
No.
¡Gané yo! ¡Qué desastre, eh!
I missed like half of that. We're gonna get up off here though, because I don't speak Spanish. I don't know if you guys do.
Thank you.
Now we got Bernie Sanders at the DNC with no music, believe it or not. And that only got like no fucking
Thank you. My fellow Americans, it is an honor. It is an honor to be with you tonight because we're laying the groundwork for Kamala Harris to become our next president. And let me tell you why that is so important.
Bernie getting old too. They all getting old.
I want you all to remember where we were 3.5 years ago. We were in the midst of the worst public health crisis in 100 years and the worst economic downturn since the Great Depression.
Hold on.
3,000 Americans were dying.
He should have been president over Joe Biden because at least he can complete a sentence. And I think Bernie older than him, right? And I still don't want Bernie in office because he's too fucking old. But he should have been president way before Biden.
Every day. And our hospitals were overwhelmed with COVID patients. All across the country, businesses were shutting down. Unemployment was soaring. Workers were losing their health insurance. Schools were closing. State and city budgets were running out of money.
But why?
People were being evicted from their homes.
Why?
Children in America were going hungry.
But I ask you again, why? Who caused this shit? Why? Because of the fucking politicians. There are very bad politicians on both motherfucking sides.
That was the reality the Biden-Harris administration faced as they entered the Oval Office. A nation suffering, a nation frightened, and people looking to their government for support. And within 2 months of taking office, our government did respond.
I'm thinking about calling into a live show too, so we might make this a little funny tonight.
We passed the American Rescue Plan, which provided $1,400 for every man, woman, and child in the working class. We extended and expanded benefits for the unemployed. We provided emergency assistance for small businesses to stay open. We guaranteed health care coverage to tens of millions of Americans through one of the largest expansions of Medicaid in history. We provided rent relief and mortgage assistance, which prevented tenants and homeowners from being evicted. We established emergency food programs for hungry children and the elderly, and protected the pensions of millions of union workers and retirees from being slashed by up to 65%. Oh, and by the way, we cut childhood poverty by over 40% through an expanded child tax credit. Thank you, President Biden. Thank you, Vice President Harris. Thank you, Democratic Congress. Now, I say all of this not to relive that difficult moment, but to make one simple point. When the political...
He can talk. We're going to have to speed him up, though, because he's talking too fucking slow. At least he ain't completely brain dead.
will is there, government can effectively deliver for the people of our country. And now we need to summon that will again, because too many of our fellow Americans are struggling every day to just get by, to put food on the table, to pay the rents, and to get the health care they need. Brothers and sisters, bottom line, we need an economy that works for all of us, not just the billionaire class.
Yeah, that's the wrong number. Yeah, that's the wrong motherfucking number. I'm sorry, calling that shit.
My fellow Americans, when 60% of our people live paycheck to paycheck, the top 1% have never, ever had it so good. And these oligarchs tell us we shouldn't tax the rich. The oligarchs tell us we shouldn't take on price gouging. We shouldn't expand Medicare to cover dental, hearing, and vision.
Yeah, this should be crazy, bro. Crazy.
And we shouldn't increase Social Security benefits for struggling seniors. Well, I've got some bad news for them. That is precisely what we are going to do. And we're going to win this struggle because this is precisely what the American people want from their government. And my friends, at the very top of that to-do list is the need to get big money out of our political process. Billionaires in both parties should not be able to buy elections, including primary elections. For the sake of our democracy, we must overturn the disastrous Citizens United Supreme Court decision and move toward public funding of elections. And let me tell you what else we must do. We need to join the rest of the industrialized world and guarantee health care to all people as a human right, not a privilege. We need to raise the minimum wage to a living wage. We need to pass the PRO Act so that workers can organize in unions and gain the decent pay and benefits they deserve. We need to strengthen public education, raise teachers' salaries, and make sure that every American, regardless of income, receives the higher education he or she needs. We need to take on Big Pharma and cut our prescription drug costs in half so that we no longer pay any more than other countries. Joe and Kamala made sure that no senior in America pays over $35 a month for insulin. We need to make sure that reality is true for every American. I look forward to working with Kamala and Tim to pass this agenda. And let us be very clear. This is not a radical agenda. But let me tell you what a radical agenda is. And that is Trump's Project 2025. At a time of massive income and wealth inequality, giving more tax breaks to billionaires is radical. Putting forth budgets to cut Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid is radical. Letting polluters destroy our planet is radical. And my friends, we won't let that happen. Fellow Americans, in the last 3.5 years, working together, we have accomplished more than any government since FDR. But much, much more remains to be done. We must summon the courage to stand up to wealth and power and deliver justice for people at home and abroad. Abroad, we must end this horrific war in Gaza. Bring home the hostages and demand an immediate ceasefire. At home right here, we must take on Big Pharma, Big Oil, Big Ag, Big Tech, and all the other corporate monopolists whose greed is denying progress for working people.
Is this just going? It is. It's just Bernie's speech. That's crazy. We're on to the next one.
Why don't you just go home? That's your home. Are you too good for your home?
How would you like a role in the sequel to Adam Sandler's Happy Gilmore? There was actually an open casting call in New Jersey today, giving fans a chance to land a spot in the upcoming movie. Such a hilarious movie. So how was the turnout? Fox Teresa Perillo took a trip to Morris, New Jersey to see for herself.
Just tap it in. Give it a little tappy. Tap, tap, tap the room.
A cast of characters are tapping it in as they wait in the lobby of the Morristown Hyatt Regency, hoping they've got what it takes to land a starring role as an extra in Happy Gilmore 2, a sequel to the cult classic.
Let me tell you, I've been working on the course a lot. I just got down to a 9 handicap. My putter's been on fire lately. I've been drilling putts. I don't even need a hockey stick. Just give me my Odyssey White Hot and I'm ready to go.
Let me tell you about being ready to go. You won't find a group of people more ready to go than this bunch.
I got nothing going on, so I just decided to give it a shot.
I'm a tricky guy, so I hope I get movie experience because I'm crazy. I'm just fucking on the spur of the moment. I'm not really Mr. Actor Boy. I didn't know what was a role. I thought I was just like standing in the background eating a hot dog or something. I had no idea. If I'm in the audience, that'll help.
End of the line is that way. Since 1 p.m. Tuesday, hundreds if not thousands of extras have stood in line, waiting to fill out paperwork and take a photo. That's right. They aren't auditioning here. They're only waiting to put their name down and show off their Happy Gilmore pride.
I want a piece of you. I want the whole thing.
I want to be in this motherfucking movie. You guys need to get me in this movie and help me buy. Like, we could be, right? What the fuck fake news as a company? If we all work together and we come together, we could be a 1/3 owner of Rockefeller Records. I'm trying to fucking own Rockefeller Records.
I was like a kid when that came out, and I just loved it. Absolutely loved it. It doesn't mean anything to me yet, but it's an Adam Sandler movie, which he's pretty funny.
It was also a prime opportunity to show off their Adam Sandler impersonation skills.
Don't you want to go to your home? Pick me up, Happy. I'm your guy. What are you gonna do, brother? When Shooter McGavin runs wild on you.
Let's back up for a moment. If you're wondering why this is even happening in Morristown, it's because Happy Gilmore 2 will be shooting all around New Jersey. That is, once the project officially takes off. And no, we don't know when that'll be. In Morristown, New Jersey, Teresa Perillo, Fox 5 News.
So hold on. Happy Gilmore is just going to happen in Jersey? That's corny as fuck. That's corny as fuck. There's going to have a lot of people not want to go there. They probably going there because they know they could pay people less.
Unbelievable. Unacceptable. The thought police should come and take those people away.
Okay, I have no clue what this is. This was some random video I found that looked kind of interesting. And I was like, ooh, this is interesting. We're going to watch this interesting video together.
Even saying they regret having children. Hey guys, I'm Devin Harrington, the average Gen Xer. Welcome back to the channel. I'm glad to be back with you. I took last week off.
And like I said, I never, ever have I seen this channel. I have no clue who the fuck this is. This is just, I don't know. What's the name of this video? You know, the whole name. JD Vance running his mouth about child-free women. Gen Xer reacts. Okay.
And had a little vacation for myself. First vacation in 6 years. It was very much needed. And I am psyched to be back with you. So today, though this is not a political channel, this is a channel that covers child-free issues. And we're having an election in the U.S., in case you didn't notice. And one person who is on the global stage currently is the Republican vice presidential nominee, J.D. Vance, who has a lot of opinions about women who choose to remain child-free. So there's a number of articles all over the place regarding all the comments he's made. And I just want to go over a couple of them. Some of them are really interesting. People have a lot to say about Mr. Vance's comments. So let's just jump right into it. Yeah, first article is from the HuffPost. It is a couple weeks old, came out July 30th of this year, and it is about some comments that he made, that J.D. Vance made back in 2021. Quote, "We have to go to war against the idea that..."
Is she? I thought she was going to actually listen to him say it. What type of reaction is this?
Women
got like
don't
2 more
have to
minutes
have
to play
kids.
the video.
Okay, so Donald Trump's vice presidential pick, J.D. Vance, said in 2021 that, quote, we have to go to war against the idea that women can decide not to have children, suggesting that someone who focuses on building their career instead of making babies will be a, quote, sad, lonely, pathetic person. Okay, all of that is wrong. All of it. The very idea that someone in the 21st century in the United States is running to be a heartbeat away from being the leader of the free fucking world and is saying these kinds of things, that women should be forced to have children, that is women's purpose in life, that is so egregiously outrageous and unacceptable as to be laughable. This should be like a SNL skit. Unfortunately, this is real life right now. The article goes on. In an interview with The Federalist in May 2021, so this is a couple years ago, Vance was asked what he thinks conservatives can do to encourage Americans to have more kids. He suggested cultural messaging is key. First of all, why do we need more kids? Why do Americans need to have more kids? The only reason I can think of is so that there's more people to be wage slaves, to feed the machine. Because there is no law right now saying that you have to have children. So it's nobody's goddamn business, especially not the government, how many children someone chooses or doesn't choose to have. The fact that that's a question is absurd. Anyway, it goes on. He said, quote, to be a little stark about this, I think we have to go to war against the anti-child ideology that exists in our country, said Vance, who is currently the Republican senator from Ohio. Well, Mr. Vance, haven't you figured out how expensive it is to have kids? Haven't you figured out how expensive it is to keep a roof over your own head? Never mind.
Yeah, but usually people that have kids figure out how to do it.
Children to it? I mean, there are endless reasons why people don't want children. Why does this guy care? Why does anyone care? There is no anti-child ideology. That's just some nonsense that lives in his head. It's nobody's business who chooses to have kids or not. He goes on. Though he generally didn't specify the gender of the childless people he was criticizing, the context of his remarks made it seem he was primarily speaking to women, of course. Citing a conversation that has recently unfolded on Twitter, Vance describes a, quote, ridiculous effort by millennial feminist writers, unquote, to talk about why there are good reasons not to have children and how some of them were glad they didn't have kids, and even to encourage, quote, people who had children to talk about why they regretted having children. Oh my God. People using their First Amendment right and expressing their free thoughts? Unbelievable. Unacceptable. The thought police should come and take those people away for even saying they regret having children. The article goes on. He ripped these unnamed, mediocre millennial journalists and suggested that if they're
This some crazy ass shit we watching, y'all. Some crazy ass shit.
advocating for women to focus on advancing their careers over making babies, they are, quote, pathetic. Obviously, that's just his misguided opinion, but this guy is really infuriating with these comments, and I kind of think that's why he says things like this, because he knows it will infuriate people and it will get him press. And any press is good press, as far as some people are concerned. The article goes on, quote, not enough people have accepted that if they put their entire life's meaning into their credential, into where they went to school, into what kind of job they have, if you put all of your life's meaning into that, you're going to be the sort of person who asks women to talk about how they regret having children.
There's a lot of people that be saying that, though, which is kind of crazy. It's crazy, y'all. It's crazy. Social media fucking people's heads up.
What the fuck does that even mean?
I might start calling this shit the anti-social media podcast. I do the social media, so you ain't got to.
I have to read it again. Not enough people have accepted. Not enough people. So some people have accepted this, in his opinion, but not enough people have accepted that if they put their entire life's meaning into their credential, into where they went to school, into what kind of job they have, so the person they are on paper, essentially. If you put all of your life's meaning into that, and Mr. Van...
So I can't wait for Trump to get back in the office so we can afford groceries again. Not gonna lie. Yo, bro, listen, right? Kanye 2024. Kanye 24. I might make that the joint next time. I'ma name it Kanye 2024.
Nobody ever said that we're all putting our...
I don't support politicians over here. I just try to make you guys well informed so you can make your own informed decision. At least in my opinion. I would like to help you guys make informed decisions and know all the dickhead shit everybody's known. Because they are a bunch of dickheads. For the past 2 nights, we've been watching the dickheads at the DNC. We've been watching the Dickhead National Convention. We was watching a retarded national convention a few weeks ago. We about to have a retard in chief. Because the other motherfucker, I don't know what's going on. He like the... What's that, John? How they got the little spinning icon? Fuck is that shit? It's like a spinning icon. Loading. Let me see. I'll put this shit in the chat. Can I put loading in the chat? I'm so fucking confused. I don't know. You know the little loading thing?
Entire life's meaning into that.
You ain't got
That's
no
your
internet.
opinion. You are going to be the sort of person who asks women to talk about how they regret having children.
It's crazy. Not too long ago, none of us had internet. Can you believe that? Motherfuckers had to go to the library to get on the internet. Anybody remember
Vance
that?
said. He added, "You're going to be a sad, lonely, pathetic person, and you're going to know it internally." Again, this is just one stupid guy's opinion. One thing that I always think of when I hear comments like this, you know, he's saying that all of the things that you can accomplish in life, you can go to school, you can work really hard, you can go to the best school in the world, you can be so educated and have a string of degrees, you can really work on your career, and you know, and all the things he's not mentioning. You can work on helping animals, you can save as many animals as you can, you can you know, build houses for.
Let's see if we're gonna get on the show this time. We tried. We calling into the show. They might not be fucking with us. Nah, they ain't
Attack for
fucking with
humanity,
us.
like Jimmy Carter. You can do all kinds of volunteer work, or you can choose to, you know, if you're independently wealthy, you can travel and see the world and meet different people from different cultures, and all of the things that go into making a life.
We might put the
If
number on
you
here.
choose that instead of having
We might put
kids,
the number on here.
then
What
in
the
his
fuck
opinion,
is
you
that
are going to
number?
be sad, lonely, and pathetic.
I'll put the number
Sad
in the
because you didn't have
chat.
kids, lonely because you didn't have kids, and pathetic because
I got
you
a
were what, not
1-800
brave enough to have
number for
kids. I don't know
call-ins.
what he's saying there, but I heard something recently that, and I can't remember who said it, but basically everything that is alive is trying to reproduce. You know, like cockroaches breed, mice breed, every animal breeds. It's just a natural biological function. Humans are the only species that have critical thinking, that can
This
look at the world
motherfucker
around them and decide
always,
to
right?
not have kids for whatever reason they choose. And somehow those people are the bad guys,
What the fuck is
the ones who
number?
are not adding to the population burden of the planet, the ones who are
I
not
haven't
the
even
annoying
really
people on
used
the
this
airplane
number
with the screaming
yet,
kids.
'cause I was
We're the
switching
problem.
off the number.
He just comes
When
out
I
of
figured out I can get a 1-800 number for this shit, I'll be like, I'm the only motherfucker with a 1-800 number on this zombie. Oh, there it is. Yeah, we got a 1-800 number. You guys can call in the 1-800 number shortly. All right. That's the calling number. So we're gonna be accepting calls too. We'll have you up on here if you call in. And make sure we got the do not disturb on now, so you don't come up on this junk.
nowhere with his opinions, and he has no proof, and he has no examples to give. You know, he doesn't even say, "Oh, my neighbor lady that I grew up with, you know, she never had kids, and I always heard her saying how she wished she had children, so she had someone to talk to." It's just so asinine. The whole mindset is just so ridiculous. This article goes on. The GOP vice presidential nominee went on to say that.
So she don't have kids. So she advocating. She advocating for people not to have kids because she don't have kids. But does she realize if she doesn't have kids, what's she gonna do when she's old? She wants somebody else's kids to take care of her? That's the confusing part, right? Everybody don't want to have kids, but they want somebody else's kids to take care of them when they get old.
People who have had children, quote, have actually built something more meaningful with their lives, unquote. And that is why, quote, we have to go to war against that ideology and the people behind it, unquote. So you breed, and that makes your life more meaningful? Having kids? I mean, it would seem to be the most natural thing in the world. If that's what you want, all you do is have sex, bing, bang, boom, and there's a baby. So there's not much to it. There's really very little effort in it unless you have fertility issues, and he is not talking.
We accepting calls whenever, too. We ain't up to the interview. I'll probably skip over to the interview pretty soon.
About people who desperately want children.
They're like, this is
On Long Island,
bullshit.
devastating for a variety of reasons, including financially, of course.
I'm sorry for putting you guys through that.
People who did not have flood insurance.
As Fox 5's Michelle Ross shows us, with all this damage left behind, many people are now left with all kinds of questions and concerns about how they'll be able to cover the cost of these repairs.
Damage on Long Island, devastating for a variety of reasons, including financially, of course, for people who did not have flood insurance.
As Fox 5's Michelle Ross shows us, with all this damage left behind, many people are now left with all kinds of questions and concerns about how they'll be able to cover the cost of these repairs.
Sunday's storm inundated Long Island neighborhoods with severe.
Oh, this is Long Island, New York? The fuck? Long Island's underwater. Get the fuck out of here. That's insane. That shit's literally under fucking water.
Flooding in areas that don't normally experience it, leaving Suffolk County
Yo, why you
homeowners without
drive
flood
your
insurance.
car? Don't try. Listen, everybody, don't do that. Do not drive your car through flood water. You do not want to get stuck in that joint. You don't want the electrical, like, yo. Why would they think that was a good idea? Now they got cars you can do that in, but I still really wouldn't recommend it.
Or to turn.
They would have coverage if there was flood insurance in a force. But because they don't, they're looking for homeowners insurance to cover it, to pick it up, which it doesn't because you have rising tidal.
Yo, so they can't even get flood insurance on Long Island? That's crazy. They property value about to collapse over there.
Water, which is not covered under homeowners insurance.
And neighborhoods like Port Jefferson and Stony Brook weren't the only areas hit.
This is like Middle Island, Huntington, where they have a lot of trees and hills and stuff, and the water is either coming down into houses or it's just piling up on those properties and flooding areas that have never flooded.
And if you have a mortgage, the bank may not have required you to get flood insurance. So it's recommended, even if you're not in a flood zone, to at least get a quote. Dennis Miller says policies can run from $700 to $800 a year. Garrett Guttenberg says he just quoted someone $400, which is less than $35 a month. Now that the rain event has already passed, residents could also apply for aid through FEMA once a state of emergency is declared.
There can be money that's going to be allocated to the individual people who own the homes that had damage. It's a little lengthy and takes a little time, but it's possibly available.
Suffolk County Executive Ed Romaine declared a state of emergency for the town of Brookhaven, but Governor Kathy Hochul has to declare one on a state level to get the funds.
I would say for anyone who suffered any losses, save your receipts. We're going to see if we can qualify you for federal state assistance in every possible way.
And while money is tight for many Americans, getting a flood insurance quote, even on the low end, for $400 can feel like a burden, but can also be viewed as a minor expense when compared to the tens of thousands of dollars in potential water damage cleanup and repair. In Huntington on Long Island, Michelle Ross, Fox 5 News.
I have some tour dates to tell you about. I'll be in Las Vegas, Nevada over Labor Day weekend. If you're going to be there, then I will too. I'll be in Bend, Oregon, Spokane, Washington, Portland, Oregon, Vancouver in the Canada, Oklahoma City, North.
Oh, okay. So this is the Trump interview. We made it all the way to the fucking Trump interview, guys.
Little Rock, Springfield, Missouri, Kansas City, Missouri, Sioux Falls, La Crosse, Green Bay, Moline, Lafayette, Louisiana, and Beaumont, Texas. All tickets through TheoVon.com/TOUR. And thank you so much for your support. I can't thank you enough. You know, my ninth grade civics teacher, Barbara Olinger, would be tickled to know that one of her students is getting to sit down with a president today. So I just want to speak her name. She taught me to care about our country, and I still do. Today's guest is the 45th president of the United States of America, and he's currently running for president on the Republican ticket. He's been an entrepreneur, a businessman, a television personality. We sat down at his club in Bedminster, New Jersey, and we want to thank the crew there for helping us make...
So hold on, is he doing a whole intro without him even being there? And this video don't need no more fucking likes either.
Production happen. He's one of the most famous people on earth, and I'm grateful for this chance to learn more about the man behind the headlines.
Yo, like
Today's guest is Donald Trump.
6 million. Do they got music playing? I don't have no deals like this dude.
Your thing is going really great. My son's a big fan of yours, Barron.
Really, Barron is?
Yeah. Oh,
like,
yeah,
he just graduated high school.
He said, my son likes you. Yeah.
That's right. He just said he knows you very well. He said, Dad, he's big.
Wow.
He's a big one.
That's cool.
Said he's big. What you mean he's big? That sound freaky. Freaky as fuck. This is the dude that be running around fucking asking the cops if they want to drink a beer or whatever. Shit funny. Ride around with a non-alcoholic beer.
That's good. That's where it is nowadays, right?
Yeah, well, it's interesting. You know, I can't believe that we're able to get platforms. And I started in my kitchen.
I'm surprised. Oh, I started in my kitchen too, though. That's why I started making fucking YouTube videos in the motherfucking kitchen.
And then you just evolved out of there.
That's fantastic.
I mean, it's pretty unbelievable. What does Barron play?
Do you want to start? You go ahead.
Yeah, are we rolling?
Yeah, sure.
We're good. Yeah, does Barron play sports or anything?
He does. He plays golf and different sports, soccer.
Yo, he plays golf and soccer? Is Barron even American, bro? Is your son American?
Loves soccer. Very good at soccer. He's a good athlete, Barron.
Yeah. Is he going to go? Has he already picked a college or no?
He has, and he's getting set to go in the fall. Good college, a very good one. And he was always a very good student. He's smart guy.
Which one of your kids, what's something you admire about each one of your sons?
Well, Don is a hunter. He's a great hunter and knows everything about that world. And
yeah, they said he a hunter. He's a motherfucking hunter.
Guns.
Is he a hunter? All? Is he a hunter like Biden? Oh, they said guns too. His son's a Hunter Biden. I didn't know his son was Hunter Biden. So Trump's son is Hunter Biden. And Biden's son's Don Trump Jr. No wonder why they trying to lock fucking Biden's son up. Okay.
he was the first one that said, "Dad, boy, you got lucky," because I didn't realize that 130 yards is actually very close in that parlance. And he said, "You got lucky." He knew immediately when he saw that. He said, "It's incredible," because that's considered a pretty close distance.
From how far the shooter was?
Yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah.
the guy wasn't a bad shooter, supposedly. He was a very disturbed guy, but he wasn't a bad shooter. And Eric, likewise, he loves the business. He loves real estate. Also very much of a hunter and understands a lot of things about that. They were sort of, as young guys, they were with their grandfather, and he would take them hunting in Czechoslovakia.
So all presidents' sons are hunters. Basically, bro.
And somehow they developed very well in
Czechoslovakia.
Yeah,
damn.
can you imagine?
It's a lot of letters, even.
That's a
Oh, hold on. We got Tim Walsh coming up. We're going to want to hear his thing. C-SPAN. All right. So we're going to open this up.
It's just so joyful in everything that he does. But I think also standing up for, what he believes to be right, stands up to bullies.
Then, Tim's students inspired him to run for Congress in southern Minnesota. Tim spent a lot of time working with Republicans, fighting to help farmers and expanding veterans' benefits. Whether it was in Congress or as governor, his focus has always been helping working people like those he grew up with. That's why he fought for the largest tax cut in Minnesota state history.
Tim Walsh was there for small businesses like ours.
With the urging of Governor.
So I really don't know nothing about this guy other than they said he stole valor. So they say he's stolen valor. They said he be the devourer.
Walls, we were able to pass the Alex Smith Insulin Affordability Act, and it has saved lives in Minnesota.
With Tim as governor, Minnesota is one of the best places to raise a family and one of the best states for business. Tim's a lifelong hunter and gun owner.
Yo, Tim about to get his flag. We about to get flag fucking with Timmy. Timmy.
But
Bro,
after
let
the
that
Senate
joint
was
rip.
he knew that we had to do something, so he
Straight in
sought
the
for
air.
background
No wonder
checks
why
and
Joe
red flag
Biden thought he
laws.
could get out there. This is the dude that taught him how to shoot.
Tim loves being a dad. We struggled to have kids, and fertility treatments made it possible. There's
So
a
what's up
reason
with this? He drank horse seed and had to get his stomach pumped. Who did? Oh, you listen, bro. Tag that video. Because I think they let you put YouTube videos in the comments, right? Tag that video. We'll go straight over there next. Tag that fucking video. Get that joint right up on here. If you got some proof of that, yeah. Listen, you could go there you could pull up a webcam right now and act like you're reading something off the news, and we'll probably put you on here. I don't know the fucking difference at the time.
is named Hope. Hope and Gus mean the world to us.
Governor Walz making good on a promise to his son and
Governor
family yesterday by getting
Walz?
him a puppy.
Then we're going to go get some food, corn dog,
I'm vegetarian.
turkey then, and
Turkey's meat.
not a Minnesota turkey special.
Okay, they got music coming on.
He's as at home on a
And then
farm,
after they pass
a
the
fishing
music,
boat.
we're gonna zoom into them, but I'm gonna try to stop it. The fuck they got playing?
Football field or a
They
factory
got
floor.
I was born in a
As he
small town.
is
What
on the
fucking-
floor of
They should
Congress.
listen. If we gotta fucking cite who music we using, the DNC should have to do the same thing.
Tim's commitment to service all comes back to the values we grew up with. Love your country, help your neighbor, and fight for what's right. Because that...
He's out there now. We ain't gonna watch his campaign on. What are they all saying, Walsh? They're like, Walsh. Also know you can also visit us at wballs.com. In honor of Tim Walls, we got W Balls.
Thank you.
We're going to let him talk a little
Thank you,
bit.
first of all, to Vice President Harris. Thanks for putting your trust in me and for inviting me to be part of this incredible campaign.
Hey. It's probably like insane. Everything going on right now is insane, guys.
And a thank you to President Joe Biden for 4 years of strong, historic leadership. It's the honor of my life to accept your nomination for Vice President of the United States. We're all here tonight for one beautiful, simple reason. We love this country. So thank you to all of you here in Chicago and all of you watching at home tonight.
I want to watch Joe Biden with subtitles because I think it allows us to hear him like the deaf dude.
Thank you for your passion. Thank you for your determination. And most of all, thank you for bringing the joy to this fight.
The joy? The joy?
Now, I grew up in Butte, Nebraska.
Okay.
A town of 400 people. I had...
You grew up with 400 fucking people? I can't trust you. You only been around your family your whole fucking life.
4 kids in my high school class, and none of them went to Yale. But I'll tell you what, growing up in a small town like that,
shots fired. He said, ain't none of them went to Yale. What school did you go to? What school did Tim Walls go to?
You learn how to take care of each other. That family down the road, they may not think like you do. They may not pray like you do. They may not love like you do. But they're your neighbors. And you look out for them. And they look out for you. Everybody belongs. And everybody has a responsibility to contribute. For me, it was serving in the Army National Guard. I joined up 2 days.
Sheridan State College. Yeah, that's crazy. He went to a lot of colleges. Bro went to a lot of colleges on a motherfucking back.
After my 17th birthday, and I proudly wore our nation's uniform for 24 years. My dad, a Korean War era Army veteran, died of lung cancer a couple years later. He left.
They said you failed the test, bro. They said you failed the test. You had to retake the exam.
Behind a mountain of medical debt. Thank God for Social Security survivor benefits.
And then you concurred. You concurred. Because you was like retired something. We don't even hear your rank no more, bro. All I was hearing about was your rank. Up until like 2
and
weeks
thank God
ago.
for the GI Bill that allowed my dad and me to go to college. And millions of other Americans. Eventually, like the rest of my family, I fell in love with teaching. Three out of 4 of us married teachers. I wound up teaching social studies and coaching football at Mankato West High School.
Why? Yo, let me find out he's one of them teachers. He's one of them teachers that get pregnant. I mean, what's Tim's pronouns? I gotta ask Tim his pronouns.
Go Scarlets! We ran a 44 defense. We played through to the whistle on every single play, and we even won a state championship. Never closed the yearbook, people. But it was those players and my students who inspired me to run for Congress. They saw in me what I had hoped to instill in them, a commitment to the common good, an understanding that we're all in this together, and the belief that a single person can make a real difference for their neighbors. So there I was, a 40-something high school teacher with little kids, 0 political experience, and no money, running in a deep red district. But you know what? Never underestimate a public school teacher.
So that's what they into now. Eating horsey, drinking horse paste, free base and fucking drywall.
I represented my neighbors in Congress for 12 years, and I learned an awful lot. I learned how to work across the aisle on issues like growing the rural economies and taking care of veterans. And I learned how to compromise without compromising my values. Then I came back to serve as governor, and we got right to work, making a difference in our neighbors' lives. We cut taxes for the middle class. We passed paid family and medical leave. We invested in fighting crime and affordable housing. We cut the cost of prescription drugs and helped people escape the kind of medical debt that nearly sank my family. And And we made sure
I
that
heard these
every
small
kid in
town
our
people do a
state
lot of
gets
drugs,
breakfast
guys.
and lunch every day.
I heard these small town dudes do a lot of fucking drugs.
So while
So he grew up in a small
states
town.
were banned,
He did drugs in a small town. Got pulled over in a small town. The cop didn't like him, so it went down. He was doing like 120. And they said he drank like 2040s. Damn, that's like 800. This motherfucker was drunk off that 800.
books from their schools, we were banishing hunger from ours. We also protected reproductive freedom because in Minnesota, we respect our neighbors and the personal choices they make.
Okay.
And even if we wouldn't make those same choices for ourselves, we've got a golden rule. Mind your own damn business.
Mind your own business. Let me find out he's a decent speaker. Maybe that's why they hired him. He a good speaker. Just like the white Obama. Actually compared to everybody else, because like Kamala don't complete a sentence without laughing. I was happy to listen to Bernie's old ass earlier.
And that includes IVF and fertility.
You think his brain gonna be fried in a couple years like Joe's is?
And this is personal for Gwen and I. If you've never experienced the hell that is infertility, I guarantee you know somebody who has. And I can remember praying each night for a phone call, the pit in your stomach when the phone would ring, and the absolute agony when we heard the treatments hadn't worked. It took Gwen and I years, but we had access to fertility treatments. And when our daughter was born, we named her Hope.
Oh, you trying to get everybody free? That's a little bit crazy.
Hope, Gus, and Gwen, you are my entire world, and I love you.
Because it's going to sound fucked up, right? But a fertility treatment is like what? 1,000, 2,000? If you can't afford that, you probably shouldn't be having sex at all. Probably shouldn't be having sex at all. If you can't afford a fucking condom, you probably shouldn't be having sex at all.
I'm letting you in on how we started a family because this is a big part about what this election is about. Freedom. When Republicans use the word freedom, they mean that the government should be free to invade your doctor's office. Corporations, free to pollute your air and water. And banks, free to take advantage of customers. But when we Democrats talk about freedom, we mean the freedom to make a better life for yourself and the people that you love.
I think HIPAA is always, like the HIPAA Act is always going to protect people. Now, there might be doctors that go to jail for doing crazy shit. Like, I don't want doctors to have a blanketed protection, bro. Because you give doctors a blanketed protection, do you know how much fuckery is going to happen? Girls dying, getting fucking court mandated BBL. Motherfuckers getting fucked up Botox because they know they can't get sued because you passed some law. Nah, let's not do that. Let's not do that. Listen, y'all should oversee them like y'all overseeing them now. Maybe a little bit better. Maybe a little bit better because there's a lot of doctors killing people.
Freedom to make your own healthcare decisions. And yeah, your kids' freedom to go to school without worrying about being shot dead in the hall. Look, I know guns. I'm a veteran. I'm a hunter. And I was a better shot than...
In this day and age, bro, I don't think you can fix it. There's so much shit, right? You can't... The knowledge is out there. There's going to be people that teach people that teach people. And if that shit ends up disappearing, if they disappear, it's only going to be illegal ones. Do you want to live in a world that there's only illegal rifles? That there's only illegal handguns? Everybody, the only legal guns is revolvers. All the other guns are illegal. These guns ain't going to disappear, bro. These guns ain't going to disappear overnight. Like, I tell my motherfucking uncle all the time when I be talking to him. It's been a while, though. But, like, I tell people all the time, like, now that there's guns everywhere, the best thing we can do is educate people. There's no putting them back. You know what I mean? It's kind of fucked up. Not even that it's very fucked up. That there's a lot of guns everybody can't have. But there's people that have them because they're illegal and they don't give a fuck. So if you give a fuck, then you know what I mean? There's a lot of people that don't give a fuck. They got switches and fucking 30s and 100s and 150s and shit. They're not going to disappear. You're not going to stop people from making fucking plastic parts fucking melted with a... Like, you're going to have to ban Hobby Lobby and Home Depot. And you would have to regulate every building material, every piece of plastic. Are you trying to regulate every piece of plastic? Are you trying to regulate every bit of metal? Do random checks on where the metal is because somebody can melt that shit down? It's too fucking late. It's too late. So the best thing you can do is, you a hunter, you know a lot about guns. Why don't you educate the public on how and what guns do? Like, it would be reasonable if there was a class where all the boys went hunting and it's optional for the girls, of course, with a permission slip. But that would be highly reasonable that at a certain age, like 13, 14 years old, all the boys in class go out squirrel hunting. Because once you start having these interactions and you find out what everybody's doing, what they're capable of, how they acting and stuff, it's also a psychological analyzation too. Because now, like, you could have everything you want. You can have everything you want by doing that. Because if you want to find the people that's mentally unstable and red flag them so they can't have them, you can see how they interact with them. You know what I mean? Like, if the one kid fucking don't take his aim or whatever, he just starts going crazy, hitting the squirrels, all types of crazy and stuff. You know, okay, let's check this or whatever. If this behavior continues, in the meantime, you can't have one.
Republicans in Congress, and I got the trophies to prove it. But I'm also a dad. I believe in the Second Amendment, but I also believe our first responsibility is to keep our kids safe.
There's a lot of better ways to keep them safe. Like every teacher knowing how to use one and having one. And if you're uncomfortable having one in there, probably shouldn't be a teacher. You know what I mean? It's either that or you're going to want a lot more security. So you could either pay teachers a little bit more and invest in getting retired police officers, retired fucking military people and stuff, or ex-military, you know, like just veterans in general. Like, there's so many people you could be getting to get in there on a regular basis, but that would be the best thing. The best thing to do is to fortify the schools, right? Where people know if you do something in a school, the school's going to do something to you immediately. And then if you make it, you'll go to court. And more than likely you won't.
That's what this is all about. The responsibility we have to our kids, to each other, and to the future that we're building together, in which everyone is free to build the kind of life they want. But not everyone has that same sense of responsibility. Some folks just don't understand what it takes to be a good neighbor. Take Donald Trump.
People don't want to take advice from both sides, right? They don't want to take advice on both sides. They don't want to take advice on both sides, right? They don't. Like, okay, the Republicans like, oh, we should have armed officers in all the schools at all times, right? That's a good idea. They're like, no, we need mental health. That's a good idea. You need mental health and armed officers in the school. You guys both have a good idea, followed by a very stupid idea.
J.D. Vance. Their Project 2025 will make things much, much harder for people who are just trying to live their lives. They spend a lot of time pretending they know nothing about this. But look, I coach high school football long enough to know and trust me on this. When somebody takes the time to draw up a playbook, they're going to use it. And we know if these guys get back in the White House, they'll start jacking up the costs on the middle class. They'll repeal the Affordable Care Act. They'll cut social.
The prices were low, though. I don't see that. The prices were low. Prices were low. Can we lower the prices again? Because the prices was low for a little bit. We was doing good. We was doing good. Motherfuckers was doing better than ever.
Security and Medicare. And they will ban abortion across this country with or without Congress. Here's the thing. It's an agenda nobody asked for. It's an agenda that serves nobody except the richest and the most extreme amongst us. And it's an agenda that does nothing for our neighbors in need. Is it weird? Absolutely. Absolutely. But it's also wrong. And it's dangerous. It's not just me saying so. It's Trump's own people. They were with him for 4 years. They're warning us that the next 4 years will be much, much worse. You know, when I was teaching every year, we'd elect a student body president. And you know what? Those teenagers could teach Donald Trump a hell of a lot about what a leader is. Leaders don't spend...
So those kids could teach people what up. Like, what? That's funny.
all day insulting people and blaming others. Leaders do the work. So I don't know about you. I'm ready to turn the page on these guys. So go ahead. Say it with me. We're not going back. We've got something better to offer the American people. It starts with our candidate, Kamala Harris. From her first day as a prosecutor, as a district attorney, as an attorney general, as a United States senator, and then our vice president, she's fought on the side of the American people. She's taken on the predators and fraudsters. She's taken down the transnational gangs, and she stood up to powerful corporate interests. She has never hesitated to reach across that aisle if it meant improving your lives. And she's always done it with energy, with passion, and with joy. Folks, we've got a chance to make Kamala Harris the next president of the United States. But I think we owe it to the American people to tell them exactly what she'd do as president before we ask them for their votes. So here, this is the part, clip and save it and send it to your undecided relatives so they know. If you're a middle-class family or a family trying to get into the middle class, Kamala Harris is going to cut your taxes. If you're getting squeezed by prescription drug prices, Kamala Harris is going to take on Big Pharma. If you're hoping to buy a home, Kamala Harris is going to help make it more affordable. And no matter who you are, Kamala Harris is going to stand up and fight for your freedom to live the life that you want to lead. Because that's what we want for ourselves, and it's what we want for our neighbors. You know, you might not know it, but I haven't given a lot of big speeches like this.
I'm waiting for the little prayer to come on, too. We're going to skip past the music and get straight to the prayer now. We might go to the back to the rest of this interview, and we might do the interview tomorrow, just to give you guys something to look forward to tomorrow.
But I have given a lot of pep talks. So let me finish with this, team. It's the fourth quarter. We're down a field goal, but we're on offense and we've got the ball. We're driving down the field. And boy, do we have the right team. Kamala Harris is top. Kamala Harris is experienced, and Kamala Harris is ready. Our job for everyone watching is to get in the trenches and do the blocking and tackling.
If you got football going, bro.
1 inch at a time, 1 yard at a time, one phone call at a time, one door knock at a time, one $5 donation at a time. Look, we got 76 days. That's nothing. There'll be time to sleep when you're dead. We're going to leave it on the field. That's how we'll keep moving forward. That's how we'll turn the page on Donald Trump. That's how we'll build a country where workers come first. Healthcare and housing are human rights. And the government stays the hell out of your bedroom.
Okay. Everybody gonna stay out your bed, man.
That's how we make America a place where no child is left hungry, where no community is left behind, where nobody gets told they don't belong. That's how we're gonna fight. And as the next president of the United States always says, when we fight, thank you. God bless.
Okay, so he got his little music going on. Let's see. Oh, they still doing the music. Hold on. Yeah, they're still doing the music.
I have some tour dates to tell you.
So we're gonna turn this down. But we waiting for the I think they call it a benediction. We probably gonna laugh about this. I don't know. We about to see what's going on. I'm about to see what they got going on tonight. Cause last night it was 2 Christians. The night before that, I think it was another 2 Christians. There's always Kitabis on the joint. So we waiting. They playing the music. They trying to find some people. So they live. They is live at the DNC. Yeah, where the fuck is they at? Anybody got any questions? Any questions? You guys want to know anything? Let me see. Let me get myself up on here. Okay. Do you guys want to know anything? Anything at all? While we waiting for the good preachers to come out and sing their prayers or whatever they doing. Know what I mean? Like, I can still move it around. Okay. So I don't gotta tab it and make it move. Let me see. Where is the preacher at? Are they still playing music? They is still playing music, guys. They is playing like so many songs. So many songs. Man, this is crazy though. This is crazy. Fucking crazy. We're waiting for the prayer. Preacher man, where are you? While we listening to the music? They're gonna play the whole song. Like I usually I play music in the background. We don't be blasting the music. Do 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 do. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. What the fuck is going on? Why do my camera flip around though? Why is it going still playing music? Yeah, I feel like the song is over by now. I feel like the song is over. Like they got a loop going on. What happened? They're gonna come out. They're gonna come out and say, ladies and gentlemen, at 11:39 East Coast time, 10:39 Chicago time. I don't even want to say it. I don't want to say it, but I just know you get to a certain point that you just might not wake up. It's life, guys. It's life. It's gonna happen to all of you guys. It's gonna happen to me. It's probably gonna happen to me sooner than most of you guys.
If you are able for this evening's benediction, offered by Pastor William Hall and Tahil Sharma.
Pastor William Hall. Okay, Pastor.
Growing up on the block with Mamie Till, serving alongside CTU President Stacey Davis Gates, walking past the childhood home of Senator Carol Mosley Bronze, I know that women from the 6th Ward on the south side of Chicago have changed the world. On the eve of the first black woman receiving nomination for the president of the United States.
I'm just trying to figure out, right? First off, I thought she was praying. Second, yeah.
Help us to come together and paint a brighter future. The one that Shirley Chisholm dreamed of, Maya Angelou spoke of. And let there be peace tonight. Peace in Palestine, peace for Palestinians, peace for Israelis. When we come together, we win. When we serve together, we change lives. Tonight, by faith, we rise together. Tonight, by faith, we work together. Tonight, by faith, we get information together. We will not wait to November.
You just tell us to get information?
We will shout
you got hot sauce in your bag?
Tonight.
As a Hindu, a Sikh, and an Angelino coming from Tongva lands, I invite you to pray or reflect.
Hindus and Sikhs are two different
Vaheguru is
religions.
Nirbho and Nirbed, the one without fear and without hatred. If the divine possesses these qualities with making the universe, then we are responsible to achieve equity with those same values. As a Hindu, I'm reminded that divisiveness is a choice.
But Hindus don't dress like that.
Our
Why is he
duty
claiming
is
5
towards
different
all of
religions?
humanity and nature.
He
We
claiming
are
5
working
different
towards
religions.
righting the wrongs of our
Yeah.
past and preventing a future harm, paving a path for restoration we deserve.
And they ain't
May
even
justice
praying
and
tonight.
peace evolve from their status
They just
as
talking
empty
crazy
words
shit.
to become calls to action against the status quo of oppression. Om Shanti 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 Hi. Nanak Naam Chardi Kala Tere Pane Sarpatata Pala.
Hold the fuck up.
Om Shanti 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 Hi. Nanak Naam Chardi Kala Tere Pane Sarpatata
How did I
Pala.
clip this part, yo? I didn't clip that.
Naam Chardi Kala. Empty words to become calls to
I feel like
action
he's making this
against the
up. Listen
status
to what he
quo
says.
of oppression. Om Shanti 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 Hi. Nanak Naam Chardi Kala Tere Pane Sarpatata Pala.
This dude said dick like 5 times when he was talking. We gonna run that back. Am I tripping?
Om Shanti 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 Hi. Nanak Naam Chardi Kala Tere Pane Sarpatata Pala.
I think it was 4 times. I think it was like 4 times. I feel like he made that up. He made that up, guys. And who else we got coming out? Who else we got coming out? Yo, everybody in there laughing.
All right. For those of you that are left, I've got a question. Is there a motion to recess our convention? Oh, you guys are moving me. Is there a second?
Everybody's saying no. Everybody's saying no. They want to stay there. They're like, man, come back out here and pray some.
As for the final vote, I don't have my phone. I can't do a selfie. Some people are asking me for a selfie. All those in favor, say aye. All those opposed, say nay. In the eyes
Oh, they barely said no, though. They ready to leave.
of the chair, the ayes have it. We are now officially.
I feel like you need to poll them. I feel like you need to poll them. They need to vote on their phones.
Recessed until 5:30 p.m. tomorrow. Folks, it's closing time. I don't care where you go, but you can't stay here.
That's some dickhead shit. He said, I don't care where you go, but you can't stay here.
I have some tour dates to tell you about. I'll be in Las
So we gonna
Vegas.
Past a lot of this shit.
More about the man. Baroness? He just graduated high school, right?
That's right. He just did. He knows you very well. He said, Dad, he's big.
Wow.
Yeah, big one.
That's cool.
So that's good.
What,
Well, that's where.
See, we cover and make fun of both sides over here. We just came from making fun of Tim Walz, and now we're going to make fun of Donald Trump and this fucking crackhead that's interviewing him.
It is nowadays, right?
Yeah, well, it's interesting. I can't believe that we're able to get platforms. And I started in my kitchen, and then we got evolved out of there.
We all did, bro. We all started this in our kitchen. Everybody that do the little streaming stuff. Sometimes I'm in the kitchen when I'm doing this now. I might be in the kitchen a little bit. I'm starting to feel hungry.
That's fantastic.
It's pretty unbelievable. Does Baron
You want to start? You go ahead.
Are we rolling?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Yeah, does Baron play sports or anything?
He does. He plays golf and different sports, soccer. Loves soccer. Very good at soccer.
So hold on. He ain't know you was recording. He's like, yeah, we ready. We ready.
He's a good athlete, Baron.
Yeah. Is he going to go? Has he already picked a college or not?
He has, and he's getting set to go in the fall. Good college, a very good one. And he was always a very good student. He's smart guy.
Which one of your kids? What's something you admire about each one of your sons?
Well, Don is a hunter. He's a great hunter, and knows everything about that world and guns and all. He was the first one that said, Dad, boy, you got lucky, because I didn't realize.
They awesome motherfucking hunters, guys. They awesome fucking hunters.
130 yards is actually very close in that parlance, and he said, you got lucky. He knew immediately when he saw that. He said, it's incredible, because that's considered a pretty close distance.
From how far the shooter was?
Yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah.
the guy wasn't a bad shooter, supposedly. He was a very disturbed guy, but he wasn't a bad shooter. And Eric, likewise, he loves the business.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, everybody says something about whatever and this and that and the third. I'm like, Nah, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, bro. You don't know what you're talking about.
Loves real estate. Also very much of a hunter and understands a lot of things about that. They were sort of, as young guys, they were with their grandfather, and he would take them hunting in Czechoslovakia. And somehow they developed very well in
Czechoslovakia.
Yeah, can you imagine?
A lot of letters even.
That's a long time. That's a name you don't hear too much anymore, but it was...
I need a scope just to get to the spelling of that word.
Right, a lot of people. Yeah. But so he'd go, they'd spend time in Europe, and they'd do that. That's where he learned a lot about both of them, really good.
With your dad, they would go?
No, grandfather.
Trump about to be like, Trump probably just grounded Barron, even though Barron done moved the fuck out. Trump is like, you are grounded. You have to live off of this month for $100,000. You only get $100,000 this fucking month. You're fucking grounded. I'm fucking locking your Ferrari. I'm locking your Cadillacs. You're going to have to drive your fucking Toyota because I'm locking all the cars with my parental control on my phone. I'm like, I'm grown. Like, those were my motherfucking cars. Why you had me on this fucking interview with this crackhead?
Actually, their grandfather was a wonderful outdoorsman and athlete. And during the summer, he'd take them out into the woods and they'd go hunting and lots of things, and they loved it. They got to love it. And that's Don and that's Eric.
Yeah, they're funny.
Oh, yeah.
They're good sense of humor too. Like, whenever I see them at UFC, it's like, yeah, just like, the first time I was nervous, I think, and then after that, when I'm seeing them, it's like, it's fun to kind of cut up with a little bit.
Yeah, well, they're good guys, and they really they get along great with the rest of the family. We all get along great. We have a good family. But I love you. I see when you talk about a great guy. How about Dana White? Good job he does, right?
Yeah, I want to thank Dana too for helping get us set up together. Yeah, he makes it happen. I like Dana. He doesn't waste words. He doesn't waste time. He likes to, I think, be efficient, and he has seems like a strong sense of integrity for himself.
Yeah, nobody like him, actually. It's there's an expression that everybody is replaceable. Not Dana. Yeah. Nobody could do what he does, and he's made that sport into a big monster sport. Yeah, and it's interesting, and we go there and we enjoy it. Go with him. Sometimes we do walk-ons with Dana and places sort of like.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I wish I could just fucking walk into the fight, come out with the fucking owner and shit. You know, that'd be cool. But I probably won't.
Oh yeah, I've been there. Yeah, but there's a video of us. I was in behind you in one video. I'm sure the dogs here will pull it up. But yeah, those are some of my favorite things ever. UFC became my favorite sport during the pandemic because Dana was brave enough to stay open. You know,
he was a whole ball game. He was the only sport, and he opened up in arenas with nothing other than very good fighters. And they would be fighting. He had some of the best fights during the pandemic.
Yeah, but he was exceptional. There it is, right there. See, look, you are, and I'm right behind you there.
Oh,
so
wow,
the white guy in the
that's
hat.
great. That's right. The white guy in the hat is right. That's great.
Yeah, there's a lot of us there, but I was one of them for sure.
That's right.
Yeah, see, that's me right there.
Good sport, isn't it? Huh?
Yeah, I'm a Dustin Poirier fan. So.
Oh, he's great. He was. Boy, I tell you, he's a warrior. That last fight he had. Whether you like it or not, he is a warrior.
Yeah. It felt like he didn't get the victory, but it didn't feel like he lost.
No, he didn't lose that fight. He really, the man he was fighting was tough. He was tough, and didn't expect that same fight. But he oftentimes will. He makes people suffer. There's no question about it. No, he's a pro. He's a professional.
He's all heart. He's from Louisiana.
As that fight went along, he just got stronger and stronger, and he was getting pounded, and he was going to be choked out about 4 different times, and he just wouldn't let it happen. No, you say hello to him. He's good.
Yeah, I'll make sure.
He's a really great fighter.
He hosts Thanksgiving dinner every year.
Oh wow, maybe I'll have to go sometime.
Oh yeah, I mean
he must do good food.
Oh, what they got? Was that all macaroni and cheese? Let's go back.
4 different times, and he just wouldn't let it happen. No, you say hello to him. He's good.
Yeah, I'll make sure.
He's a really great fighter.
He hosts Thanksgiving dinner every year.
Oh yeah, maybe I'll.
Yo, what is that? That's all macaroni and cheese. That's all macaroni and cheese. That should have fucked my stomach up, but I need to go eat some.
To go sometime.
Oh yeah, I mean
he must do good food.
He does. Yeah, he does some good stuff over there. Yeah, what was the first? Do you remember like the first fight that you ever went to, whether it was UFC or boxing or anything?
Yeah, I do. It was Joe Frazier, Muhammad Ali in Madison Square Garden many years ago.
What the fuck? You was there, bro? I don't believe you. I don't believe you. That was the first fight you went to?
And I think it was the first fight I went to. I always liked the boxing.
How old were you, remember?
Oh boy, I don't know. You can deduct it from what I am now, but it was a long time ago. But they were 2 undefeated fighters. They were both undefeated. Muhammad became a friend of mine. So did Joe, Jolton Joe. They were 2 great fighters. That fight was incredible. I think they had like many heart attacks that night, literally heart attacks in Madison Square Garden. I think it was Madison Square Garden. And the fight was so unbelievable. 2 undefeated heavyweight champions of the world. There was no UFC and there was no competition really. It was it. Yeah. And so you had the 2 guys. I remember that Muhammad was allowed to fight because of lots of different things. And he was a terrific guy. Both terrific guys. Very
They finally made it happen. They finally made it happen.
They had 2 undefeated heavyweight champions fighting.
And who took you to the fight, you remember?
I went with my father and my brother Robert. And it was just, I don't know, I must have been very young. It was a long time ago, but you would never forget it. That was one of those moments. Oh, yeah. There were like many heart attacks in the arena.
If people having too much fun, or
they were just having heart attacks because it was such a crazy event.
Oh, yeah.
It was so, the people were just, I know a friend of mine, the father, he had a bad heart attack. Literally, they took him out. They were taking people out. And I don't hear that anymore. I mean, there were other exciting sporting events. I don't think there's ever been, I don't know, I guess that's, but you would think Joe Frazier, Muhammad Ali, their first fight, but it was a very...
I wonder if that's how Trump's dad got rich, right? That would make sense. I heard about Trump's grandpa. Trump's grandpa ran gambling dens and shit, right? And if Trump was there at that fight, everybody thought Joe Frazier was going to win. Everybody thought Joe Frazier could lose, right? A lot of people lost money on that fight. Let me find out that's how his family got all that fucking money. It was like, Yeah, I see these two dudes. I got common sense. I know one's gonna win and one's gonna lose.
And just people being, I guess, yeah, sometimes our systems aren't ready to handle the amount of excitement that's going on, you know? Like, I think, like, yeah, maybe people just couldn't even handle so much joy. You think it was that people were so excited.
They had heart attacks. I mean, they just, I guess they do it, maybe Super Bowls or something.
Oh, people have heart attacks eating a thick soup, you know? So it's like, I'm not surprised that something so awesome like that would make your heart be like, yeah, I'm out.
Yeah, but I never hear of it. You know, I'm sure it happens. Just that one. But we had an exciting event the other night with Elon. Elon Musk and me.
Listen.
We had a pretty big audience for that one.
I listened for probably about like 20 minutes. I thought it was cool. It was. I think the tough part was just like
it was the audio. It has like no retention. I can't believe Elon couldn't have did that shit better. Why didn't you guys do the visual spaces? You guys don't have crazy.
And if you guys could have been in the same spot, you know. But
yeah, I heard the audio was great, and actually they put out a clear tape of it because they had clear tape.
Nice.
They had so many millions and millions of people watching, like record numbers of people. And I'm trying to figure out. We're on a cell phone, or I was, and you know, that's a lot of people coming into a cell phone one way or the other.
Yeah.
But I heard some people had a problem with the audio. I don't know. I don't do that thing. You know, that was done, and we had a great conversation. It was for 2 hours and 15 minutes. They just put out a clear tape.
The thing is, right? A lot of people gonna get mad about this. Trump is fucking old. He's at that age he might not wake up tomorrow. And it's sad, but it's true, right? Yeah, he was funny. He was on the TV for fucking, what, like 20, 30, 40 years? He should have been trying to do this shit a long time ago. A long time ago. He should have been doing this a long time ago. Like in his 50s. In his 50s, maybe his 60s. Why are you trying to run for president in your 70s, bro? In your 70s. Almost your 80s. Should have did this shit a long time ago. But then again, maybe he waited until he felt he was more level-headed and wouldn't snap as much. Because all he fucking do is snap. I'd have heard somebody say the other day, he said he was the guy that shot the dude that shot him. He said he pulled his Glock off his waist and went bam, 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 hit the dude 3 times.
But a perfect tape of it. But yeah, I think I sounded, somebody said your voice was distorted or something. And you know, I guess it happens. Look, it was such a big thing, such a big audience. But I would have loved to have seen the clear tape originally. They put it out right after the show, so now it's a clear tape where a perfect tape done there.
Yeah.
But when it goes through different phone systems and everything else, you think if we were together, that does.
It was because it was a radio. Like, I don't think you guys realize Elon's trying to have that like the radio, right? With the delays and the crackling and everything. I feel like Spaces, he's trying to have Spaces work with people on Earth and people on the moon and people on Mars all at the same time. Because, you know, he's doing the satellite internets and stuff. He's doing the satellite internets. And what you guys think? What if he knows he's not going to Mars and he's just going to have a civilization in Antarctica?
Happen then? Because I think his voice was more clear.
Maybe because he was the one who was like initiating the call. I'm not sure about how that works. But yeah, I know that in post a lot of times they can tighten things up and make it better. You know? It's amazing how Elon, like, the cost to really have your own voice in the world is $44 billion, basically.
Well,
if you want to have your voice, like, you know what I'm saying? He has his own channel.
And he does what he wants to do. Yeah. He's a fantastic guy.
Well, right now it's 10 million because, like, I'm pretty sure the moment you buy Rockefeller Records, you're going to get a motherfucking camera right in front of you. Everybody going to be laughing and joking and playing along and shit. I'm just trying to figure out why Dane is trying to sell Rockefeller Records for so cheap. Like, what is the catch?
He's a brilliant person, and the country should be very proud of him, actually. I have Truth, which has been very successful. Truth Social, yeah, and it's been very successful in getting my voice out. I needed a voice. Because, you know, I was on Twitter, and I was on Instagram, I was on all of it, and I was...
But the reason why your voice gets out on Truth, and it's like, it's true, because it's like, you are time of truth, just like Elon is the time of Twitter. Does that make sense? Like, I think you have no choice but to follow Elon Musk. I don't think, like, removing him is an option. I think, like, you're forced to see everything Elon posts online, if you like him or not. And I feel like with, what's that on? Truth is the same way. Your time of truth. at least time on MySpace, right? At least MySpace time, you had to go to his page to see what the fuck he was talking about. This is before the algorithms and the homepage with a whole bunch of shit or whatever. You actually had to click on somebody's shit. And motherfuckers was having fun. It wasn't all drama the fuck out. People had like 1 or 2 songs, maybe a video or whatever on their motherfucking MySpace. And then they just talk. Y'all doing this like, today I feel.
Facebook. And when you added it up, I was told by Zuckerberg and others it was like record-setting type of numbers. And then one day I didn't have anything because they canceled. They canceled.
This is a collusion there, right?
Yeah, it was a pretty bad thing. And so I had nothing. So after about a month, I have a lot of things to say. And after about a month, I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to just go out and put out an old public relations statement. You remember that? And although you're a little young to say, but in the old days, you put out a statement. And I did, and it was just gobbled up. It was actually really gobbled up. And I opened Truth, and Truth has become terrific, actually, for me.
Platform.
I really want just as a platform. I mean, it's more important than anything else. And
you have your voice then. You can say
my voice back, yeah. I had hundreds of millions of people. Even now, I haven't been too active on X, but I have, I guess, 90-some-odd million people on it. But I was much higher than that when I was actually on it.
How many people there are?
Yeah, it's been, but I love the job he's done, and he's brought a certain voice back into play.
Yeah.
The previous people were terrible. Yeah. Every time you do a thing, you'd be red flagged. Every statement you made, you'd be red flagged.
Yeah, it's almost like, it's like, you have a babysitter and they don't want to have any fun.
Yeah.
That's kind of the vibe I got. When you, I see what
the red flag on Twitter. There's people on Twitter that every fucking post they do numbers, and they fucking nobodies. And then there's people on Twitter that nothing they do does nothing at all. Anywhere. They're like just ignored. Twitter is like, it's a hellhole. We're going to start streaming over there again soon though. Matter of fact, I think tomorrow night I'm going to do a Hurt stream. Just I'm going to do that like twice and then do a vertical to see what happens. Because we already got a couple people that come in here every night faithfully. So like, I can't even put the vote up. Can't see. That's why I like doing it like that, so I can answer.
I see you sometimes you'll sit right by Dana, and sometimes I'll see you like me. I'll go with like David Spade sometimes as a close friend of mine, and I'll see you coming with Kid Rock, and you don't drink at the fight.
No, Kid Rock is he's terrific. He came to the convention, he knocked everybody out. He's a great guy. He's just a great guy. He's popular, very popular.
Oh, he's definitely a real dirt serpent too. He's a freaking legend,
He's a legend. He is a legend. In a true sense.
100%. People love him. Dude, look at him. I went to a show not long ago somewhere, and people, I think someone had a heart attack there too, but it was like funnel cake related, I think, type of vibes.
He draws big crowds, actually. It's amazing. I saw one, he was at someplace recently at 80,000 people. He's big stuff, but he's really, forget about that. I call him Bob, named Bob, right? It's Bob. Kid Rock, but it's Bob. But he's a really good guy. Yeah, he's a cool cat, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yo, that's some dickhead shit. He's like, his name's Kid Rock, but I call him Bob. His name's Bob. I'm surprised you don't call him Robert, dickhead. That's some dickhead shit.
I live in Nashville. Right when I got into town, he hit me up one night and was like, hey man, I'm having a birthday party this week and you should come. And I didn't even know him, and it was nice of him since, and we've done a lot of fun stuff together. His brother's missing a leg.
Yeah,
He looks like the lamp. Have you ever seen that movie, The Lamp, like from like A Christmas Story or whatever?
Yeah, I don't know. But he's fantastic. The family, the father, I knew very well. He just passed away. And it was tough for the brother. I did. And he was fantastic. I got to know him through knowing Bob. And I tell you what, it's just a fantastic family, the whole family.
No, I love Bob. He and I joke around together a lot. We spent a lot of time together. Look at his brother right there.
That's right.
Dude,
and you know what? He plays golf and he plays well. He hit a perfect drive with me. I said, you play? We were on the 17th hole. I said, you play? He goes, yes. I said, oh, really? You want to hit a shot? And he said, okay. And he got up. Well, it was very hard for him it was really a tough situation because he has to get the ball on the ground and the tee and everything else. Nobody did it for him. And he did it. I mean, he goes to the ground and he did it. Gets up. He swung. And I'm a good golfer. He hit a perfect shot out to the right with a little hook. Nobody knows what that means in your audience probably, but that's like a perfect shot. And I said, that is perfect. He said, I'll do it again. I said, don't do it again because you'll never be able to hit a shot that good. And it was really amazing. He's great. And Bob really.
Do it again too.
They really have an amazing family.
Bob's great. I've been at parties at his house. One thing that's really nice about him is I'll go do something with him, and then like a few days later, he'll send a nice note, or he'll send like a photo, like a frame photo, to say, hey man, I had a nice time.
Yeah.
I noticed at the events you don't drink or smoke, right?
I
never have. I never have.
Everybody on a first name basis with Bob. I don't even know Bob. Do you know Bob? How do you guys feel about Bob?
I had a great brother who taught me a lesson. Don't drink. And he said, don't smoke. He smoked and he drank. And he was a great guy. He was a handsome, very handsome guy.
Is he older? He was older.
Quite a bit older, yeah. And he had a problem with alcohol and smoke a lot. But I tell people, no drugs, no drinking, no cigarettes.
Yeah.
I tell that to my kids all the time. I'd say, no drugs, no drinking, no smoke. And he'd always tell me, he'd say, never. So he was, really old enough that you would look up to somebody. And I'd look up to him anyway.
You admire him?
Yeah, I admired so much about him. He had so much going. He had to look. He had an unbelievable personality, like an incredible personality.
What was his name, Donald?
His name was Fred Trump. And he had a problem with alcohol. He got addicted to it because they say alcohol is tougher than drugs to get off of. I don't know if you've ever heard that.
Yeah, I'm in recovery, actually. I've been in recovery, so like most of the last 10 years.
From alcohol?
From drugs and alcohol.
Which is worse?
For me, drugs is the problem, but if I have a drink, then it's tougher for me to prevent myself from getting it.
It sets off a chain, yeah. But which is harder to quit? I've heard alcohol is harder to quit than drugs, if that makes sense. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I can only imagine because it's probably more readily available.
More readily, well, and it's social, and you're sitting and everyone's drinking and all.
Yeah, really, you go to dinner and everybody's eating like, Xanaxes or something, for appetizers. Usually people are having like a mint julep or something a little fancier Negroni I just learned about.
Right.
But yeah.
So you have a problem with that then?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's been in my family. My family, it's like, yeah.
Can you stay away from it?
Yeah, I've done a good job.
So how long have you been off?
I go to recovery meetings. I've been off most recently a little over 2 years.
Do you ever go back on?
Yeah, I've had stints where I go back on
and you don't control it?
It's tough. It goes down.
No kidding. So you think it's going to be easy? You think you're controlling it?
And then you're damn. Yeah, you're doing go-kart and racing with hookers and stuff. Gets bad.
Not to do it, right?
Right. So then in the end, you have to not do it. Did you see, like, with your brother, could you see it or anything? Like,
oh, yeah.
Man.
I was amazed because he had so much going and everything going. I think it happened in college at a fraternity maybe, or I don't know, somewhere along the line it happened. And all of a sudden, this is not unique. This is a very common story, unfortunately. But, and then the family would see it and start to notice it. And it didn't get better. It didn't get better. I was amazed. He lived for so long in bad conditions, in terms of, I was amazed that his body could hold out. It held out and it had bad moments. But his body was unbelievably strong that it could withstand this.
Yeah, it's body. Just so resilient.
Yeah.
Do you remember the last time that you saw him or spent with him?
I do. And
I'm sorry to ask you about it.
Yeah, I know.
So he's talking about his pass away. Like, this is crazy, yo. This is crazy. So these motherfuckers all on drugs. All on drugs.
The reason it's good talking about it is it might help other people. If it helps one other person, it's worth the conversation.
We talk about that stuff a lot on our podcast. Yeah, a lot of our audience struggles or has struggled with alcoholism, addiction, intimacy disorders, all types of stuff. So it's like it's pretty kind of normal conversation. But
the interesting thing is, and I tell people, so I never had a cigarette and I've never had a glass of alcohol. And my brother was incredible. He would tell me, because he knew he had a problem, and he'd say, don't ever drink, don't ever smoke. He'd always had smoking because he did smoke a lot, which is not very healthy. But he said, don't ever drink, don't ever drink. He'd tell me every time, I said, don't ever drink, because he knew he had this addiction. And I never had a glass of alcohol. Never ever did I have a glass of alcohol because of him. And I would say that if I did drink,
I wonder if his brother did more than drinking. Talking about don't ever drink, don't ever drink, don't ever drink. That's crazy. You have all them casinos. You just giving people free liquor.
Conceivably be the type of personality that would have, like you, that would have a problem. But I never had, and the only thing I say to people is, if too late for the people that you're talking about, but if you don't drink, you don't miss it. I mean, I don't even think about alcohol or,
it's not part of your world.
I don't think about cigarettes. I don't think about any of that. If you don't take drugs or if you don't have alcohol, it's real easy not to drink it. I had a friend who went to the Wharton School of Finance with me. He was a very smart guy.
Where is it, Wharton School?
That's in Philadelphia. That's at Penn.
Yeah, Rocky.
Right, and it's a great school, great business school. And it's part of the University of Pennsylvania, the business school.
It's nice down there.
Yeah.
My friend's brother went there or something.
Well, then he was smart because it's a great school.
Yeah,
but this person that I met,
Is this dude about to start trolling? Yo, that's gonna be funny as fuck. Does Trump just come on these little podcasts and get trolled? Let me find out, guys. Let me fucking find out.
The taste of scotch. He hated it. Couldn't stand it. But he insisted on having it because he felt it was important to be able to drink. I said, no, just don't drink. He said, to be successful in business, you have to sort of interact and you have to drink. And I said, don't do it. Anyway, he became an unbelievable alcoholic, uncontrollable alcoholic.
Oh, I think
and he died. Yeah, and he died. He was, but he hated the taste of scotch. And then he couldn't live without it, literally.
Well, I think I noticed a lot of in the recovery rooms and stuff, it's a lot of people that they're missing something inside them. And so they take on so they want to try and fill it up with something else.
Yeah.
Do you remember the last time you spent with your brother?
I do. And he had periods where he'd get sick, very sick. And we thought we'd lose him or we lost him. Then he got better. And that happened 5 or 6 times. I mean, you thought you lost him and then he got better. And it was amazing. I mean, he was certainly very strong in that sense. And I just tell people, it's so tragic. Don't drink. Just don't drink. Yeah. And you're not going to have a problem. Like even you, if you didn't drink, you would never, but you probably maybe wouldn't be successful like you are. That's part of your story, right?
It's helped me a lot. Yeah, because I don't know what would happen probably. I think it's just too risky.
It is risky.
What's something that you miss about him? What's something that you miss about him, Fred?
Well, he was wise in a sense. I mean, think of it. He's got this problem, and it was very important for him to convey to me not to have this problem. And I couldn't have been successful if I had that problem. Yeah. If I had that problem, and I think maybe I'm a personality type where I could have had the problem if I drank. But if you don't drink, you're never going to have it. I mean, I don't miss when I see somebody light up a cigarette and they're in heaven. I don't miss that at all.
It's weird. It's very Native American.
Isn't it crazy?
Bizarre. And I think sometimes our older brothers, they kind of they take the speed bumps for us, as younger brothers, so that we don't have to. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about? My brother went through a lot of stuff so that I didn't have to go through it, and then I get to see him and learn.
Is he okay now?
Yeah, he's doing great now. But it's that's one of the blessings I think of having an older brother.
Well, you can learn through history too, even if it's not a brother, it's by watching other people. I mean, you can see if you have a friend who's an alcoholic, or even just by reading about people, you can learn.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't necessarily have to be a brother, but in this case, it was very personal. It was a brother, and I learned not to drink, and I learned not to smoke cigarettes. Now, I don't know that I would have smoked cigarettes. I probably would have drank. I think, there's no reason not to drink, but I had a reason because he told me, just don't do it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of a blessing then, huh?
Yeah.
And where did you they you guys ever do anything funny, like one nice memory that you had with him?
I like putting the
He had a great talent for flying. He was a pilot.
Oh, sweet.
And he loved it.
Did you ever fly with him?
I did. I flew with him. He was a great pilot and very talented. Other pilots would come to his house to study with him. And he was really talented then. But ultimately, he had to give that because of the alcohol. He had to give that up, which was a hard thing for him to do, but he had to give that up.
Election day is coming up on November 5th, and there's this really cool website, sendthevote.com, that makes it easy to register to vote. It's nonpartisan, which means they don't care who you're voting for. They just vote.com, or OCI. OCI is a sync bit. So now you can train your AI models take a free test drive of OCI.
Listen,
it's crazy. That's the wildest thing to watch is people losing everything,
No, they lose everything. Many people. And in those days, it wasn't drugs. It wasn't like, don't drink, don't take drugs. I don't like drugs. I don't even know whether they're even a factor. They happened pretty long time ago. But I think in those days, I don't think were drugs a factor. You go back 25 years ago.
Not like it is now.
Well, certainly not like now.
But yeah, and that actually takes me into something else I want to talk about. Like alcoholism and addiction is something that's really ramped up, even like you're saying, like in the past 20, 30 years in our country, right? And during the opioid epidemic, they estimate that like almost 600,000 people died.
Yeah.
And that doesn't even include the broken hearts and the deaths of families and circles of trust, all, just people that lost their brother. It didn't include actual the siblings,
right.
And so the ripple effect of that is huge. And there's that Sackler family that pretty much got away with it. They had a financial slap on the wrist, but we're one of the only countries that allows drug advertisements and pharmaceutical companies to advertise on television. Like, what do you think are things that you can do to help curtail that when you get in office?
So, well, we did a great job. We had
that makes sense.
Yes, it does make sense. And we had committees, blue ribbon committees in certain cases, but committees that would meet. The big problem we have is, fentanyl is probably the biggest. Opioid is bad. Opioid is bad too. Yeah, I think that's bad because everyone thinks, in many cases, they think they're going to do away with pain, and literally the time is so short. If you take it for like 2 weeks, you're almost addicted to it. It's incredible when you.
All that is horrible. But why do we allow
it to get addicted? How did?
No, I would just do cocaine. That was really So not just
That's down and dirty, right?
Yeah, and this is I mean, it was
But you don't anymore.
No, I don't do it anymore, man. I'm not doing it.
Is it too much? Too much to handle?
Some of the stuff started to get a real rattle in it too. I don't know where we were even getting it from in this country, but yeah, it started to make me feel like I was a mechanic or something.
So the thing you go back to then is alcohol for the most part.
Right. Yeah, but what I want probably is cocaine. But I know that if I have a drink, then it'll be like okay, well, I had a drink, then I can do this.
Is cocaine a stronger? Up?
Yeah.
So you're way up with cocaine more than anything else you can think of.
It'll turn you into a damn owl, homie. You know what I'm saying? You'll be out on your own porch. You'll be your own street lamp. You're freaking.
And is that a good feeling? Well, it's a miserable feeling.
But you do it anyway, just like the guy was saying with the scotch. Like you didn't, you knew it was bad, but you still.
So it's not even good during what would be normally the good time. In other words, oh well. So why would you do it?
I wouldn't. That's why I don't.
Yeah, that's
But it's crazy because that's what alcoholism is. I think it's that it trumps the why.
Yeah.
It doesn't, and it just you don't, and you just go to. It's like so that's why they say that it's cunning, baffling, and powerful. That's what they say about alcoholism, and it is. It's
Which is a bigger problem in our country? Would you say?
Opioids.
Bigger than alcohol?
Oh, for sure. I think that's one of the biggest problems.
And compare that to fentanyl?
Oh yeah, well that's the problem. Is people are making fake opioids because they can't afford real ones, or they're just getting off the street and then they put fentanyl.
Yeah, this shit is fucking crazy. This shit is fucking crazy. We ain't watching some crazy ass shit. I was not expecting this, y'all. I was not expecting this. What the fuck do y'all got me watching? What do you guys have us watching? I feel like this is crazy, guys. This is crazy. Why are these motherfuckers talking about cocaine? Like, I never, ever, ever.
Yeah. Fentanyl's like laced into everything now. It's horrible.
It's horrible. Yeah, they found some in a baby rattle somewhere. I think I don't even know where that was. But one of the things I wanted to ask about was like, so there's like the big pharma lobbyists. Like there's 1,800 big pharma lobbyists in Washington D.C.
Right.
There's only 535 total representatives or senators total. So just the fact that there's this whole other almost drug government that's there, kind of pushing pushing agendas and influencing things. Like, how do we stop that? And it just seems like it's obviously killing people. Like people are dying. It's like, what do we have to do that our own government won't help us?
Well, you have to stop listening to lobbyists. I was not a big person for lobbyists. And if they have even a little access to like a president or a senator or a congressman or woman, they get a lot of money.
Yeah.
And in some cases, they just take the money. They don't do anything. But you have a lot of lobbyists in Washington pushing, and certainly a lot for all of the things that we're talking about, including alcohol.
The lobbyists are winning.
Yeah, they're winning. They're making a lot of money. Absolutely.
Can you stop that? Can a president stop that? Like, how do we stop that?
Well, one way you can stop it is to say if you're going to go into government, you can never be a lobbyist. In many cases, they have rules and regulations where you can do it for 4 years, 3 years, 5 years, whatever.
You can be a lobbyist after you were elected official?
I mean, you could say that if you're an elected official or if you work in government, you can never be a lobbyist. You have people that work in government and they give out contracts to the military. And then they leave and they work for the people that they're giving out contracts to.
That's exactly what happened with the drug companies. They hired people that were on the FDA to work for them so they could loophole the laws.
Yeah,
But can we outlaw lobbyists or we can't do that?
Well, there's a whole constitutional thing there. I mean, can you make somebody never ever go into the business if you work for government, and especially if you're giving out contracts? In other words, you're a powerful person within some industry, the Navy, the Army, anything. It could be military procurement, etc. There's a whole thing there's a whole question as to you give out a contract and then all of a sudden you're working for the person you gave out the contract to, or the company that you gave out the contract to.
Right, so you're playing both sides of the net.
Well, it's obviously a problem.
Yeah, we about to get off this joint. We're gonna finish the rest tomorrow. I don't want to get caught up, right? So we're gonna get this stuff off here, right? We made it like 10 minutes through that video. So we got another video we're gonna watch real quick.
So I think I just came to the realization that I'm a certified trick, okay? So I've been talking to this new guy for about a week now, and I texted my jeweler last night. I was like, hey, can you send me pictures of your updated collection? I'm thinking about buying some new pieces. So I was saying to myself in my head, I think I want to buy this nigga a bust down AP watch. I barely know this man. And then I just get to talking to myself, and I'm like, I love being a trick. An ex that I had, I bought this nigga a CTSV. And
Hold on, Harpo. Who is this woman?
Fuck up.
They tell.
Exactly. How much is an AP watch? Oh no, we gonna go to this one. How much is an AP watch? What? Even 2,500. What? What the fuck? Yeah, there definitely is horrible drug problems in America, right? But it's like, it was funny. It was definitely funny. I was so confused about what the fuck was going on. This shit was funny as fuck. But now we on this girl talking about she bought her boyfriend an AP watch.
Tell me that her name is Bree, and I heard that she had a YouTube channel or she's some OG or something like that. Somebody in the comments let me know who this woman is, so I can better understand what I'm dealing with right now, because I'm not sure that I really come across this model. And when I say this model, I'm not necessarily talking about a person that's on a runway. I'm talking about this sentient being right here. Y'all know what model this is? The T1000. What the hell am I hearing right?
I have no fucking clue. Cause that sounds crazy. Like 2 weeks in, you going buy like what? The fuck did he do to you?
Now, because this woman is literally
no. What? She said she a trick. She said this is a pattern of behavior. That's a lot of fucking money. And 2 weeks, in? 2 weeks? In 2 weeks, you gonna give him a fucking, we're gonna say a $2,500 watch. $2,500. That's the cheapest one we seen.
I hear when I hear a woman say what her love language is, she's used to saying what her love language is as far as on the receiving end. You know what I'm saying? I don't even.
Yeah, cause like you might buy him a $20,000 watch and think he's going to get you something back. But what if he don't? Ever? You said you just started talking to him 2 weeks ago. What?
I believe in love languages, but this woman is making me believe in love languages because I'm not sure. Honest to God, I'm not sure that I've ever heard this before. I've heard of women giving away other men's money, but I haven't heard of women giving away their own money and having that level of affection. I mean, this woman literally in the beginning of this video, and I'm gonna rewind it, I'm gonna start it from the top, and I always like to give credit to the content creators. So her link is going to be down in the description. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description, as well as Teach Hanley, 40% off your first order, 20% off of life. That's gonna be in the description also.
Let's see.
She said that she'd been dating a dude for a week or two, and she was thinking about minding a bust down AP. Now, I'm not a bust down type of guy, but it's the thought that counts. It is literally the thought that counts. And then she was talking about a CTSV. Let's start it back from the top. Let's get the whole context, start it back from the top, and then y'all let me know inside of the comments who this woman is, so Anton can try to get in touch with her and find out what's going on out here.
So I think I just came to
He wants a watch too. He wants a fucking watch too. That's what's going on.
that I'm a certified trick. Okay, so I've been talking to this new guy for about a week now, and I texted my jeweler last night. I was like, hey, can you send me pictures of your updated collection? I'm thinking about buying some new pieces. I was saying to myself in my head, I think I want to buy this nigga a bust down AP watch. I barely know this man.
Is she trolling or is she serious?
I hope so. I hope she's trolling. Cause if she ain't trolling,
didn't she get cuter as she was talking? Let me let her talk.
And then I just get to talking to myself, and I'm like,
He said, didn't she get cuter as she was talking? Bro, you a dickhead for that.
Love being a trick. An ex that I had, I bought this nigga a CTSV, and when we broke up, I let him keep it because
What the fuck is a CTSD? CTSD. Continuous traumatic stress disorder. What? Probably. Oh, okay. So it's a Cadillac. That's just crazy.
We didn't end our relationship on bad terms. Everything was smooth, but we just grew apart, you know, and, you know, there was no cheating, there was no lying, there was no disloyalty in it. Like, everything was smooth. We just grew apart, and he just didn't want what I wanted in life. He was ready for kids to settle down, get married. I wasn't ready for that, so I let him keep the car, okay? But the thing is, I don't just trick on niggas I'm dealing with. My friends and family don't ever have to worry about shit. When I wasn't in town, I used to let my sister drive my Range Rover, and she liked it so much.
What the fuck are you doing to get all this money? Is this just off of TikTok?
She was like, oh my gosh, this might be her dream car. So I was like, well, shit, you want one? I'll buy you one. What color do you want? She was like, no, Bree, I don't.
She didn't even say, I'm going to give it to you. She said, what color do you want? Like, I'm going to buy you a new one.
That is fucking... Is she buying people new cars? Hold on.
I don't know women like this. I mean, I know them, but I don't know women like this that's getting it on their own and giving it to dudes and just paying for them and stuff like that. I know a lot of y'all sit here and y'all say that y'all don't want women that's working or getting it or anything like that. But I'm trying to tell you that it's a difference. Like, I'm the type of person that take care of everybody around me too. And it would just be a competition. I mean, I'm not looking at it like I would be in a relationship with her or anything like that. But I'm just telling you that it's so foreign to hear something like this from a woman that's out there getting it, that it's kind of mind blowing. Honest to God, it's like it's boggling.
I can't believe she giving so much money to all these dudes.
To me,
I don't want a car. I'm cool. She cool with her car that she got now. She don't want more than one car. She's not like me. Okay, I got like 7 cars. She's just cool on her little Nissan Altima. There's something wrong with it, but
yo, why is you making fun of her car though? You made fun of her car. That was shots fired. Friendly fire.
That's just her. We're 2 different.
What she got? She got a Nissan what? Hold on.
She's just cool on her little Nissan Altima. There's something wrong with it, but that's just her. We're 2 different people. That's my dog. But anyway.
Hey, y'all know that's an inside joke because of what we said on the Monday night as far as the baby mama starter kit. But let's rock. Let's keep going, y'all.
Anyways, she was just like, no, I'm cool with my car. I'd rather just go on vacation. So you know what I did? I sent her ass packing to Jamaica. I sent her ass.
What? Did you hit the lottery or something? She had to hit the lottery. This is one of them Powerball winners.
Flight, gave her some spending money, got the hotel, everything. I was like, you good. My little brother's birthday is in September, and he said he wanted to do something different. So I said, you know what, Josh, go ahead and put in vacation days at your job. We going to Thailand. And his ass is coming to Thailand. But yeah, I like.
Why are you going to all these places?
I love spending money on my people. Like, my friends, they already know. I don't got to speak on everything that I've done for people. I love it.
The only problem with this is that these type of women a lot of times got to be protected from themselves.
Yeah, definitely. Because if you giving out a whole bunch of shit like that, I hope you got somebody talking you out of this shit.
Because you so giving, and I'm not saying I don't know her personally, or I don't know exactly what she do or whatever, but
we don't even know if this is real. This could be just a troll.
I'm going to be doing some research on her once y'all let me know who she is in the comments. The only problem with women like this is that a lot of times people look to take advantage of them because they know that they give so much and they have such a strong affection for making sure that they look out for people that people look to take advantage of them. So, and sometimes it could be even people close to you. So you got to watch your circle. And then B, a lot.
Yeah, we about to leave it at that. Don't be giving out shit to everybody, especially people you don't know.
Get the stories on the family front, cause you hurt Mr. Moral. Apathetic master manipulator, me can't smell the taste for you know. You're not a rap artist, you a scam artist with hopes of being accepted. Tommy Hilfiger stood up, but FUBU never been your collection. You make music that electrify you. You make music that pacify you. We can't double down on that line, but spare you this time right. commando acts of kindness. Know you a master manipulator and a habitual liar too.